Hello everyone, Bobster1984 here again, and I'm just going to do a quick video on my thoughts of yesterday's news of Alan Pardew getting sacked at Crystal Palace. Now you might be thinking, what are you doing this for? You know, you're a Newcastle fan. Obviously, if you've been hiding under a rock, Alan Pardew was Newcastle United's manager a couple of seasons ago. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is I just want to get a little point across as to what this whole, what's been labelled at Newcastle since Alan Pardew decided to jump ship to Palace. We hounded him out, we treat him really poorly, blah, blah, blah. We're deluded. We always treat our managers like shit. Things like that I've seen and read, and it's all been labelled. And I'm sorry, but that's an absolute load of bullshit as far as I'm concerned. If you look at Alan Pardew's record, and this is exactly what has happened at Palace. We said this would happen. We did. The man starts off well. He does really well, and he has got some promise about him, and he can pull out the results in when you're least expecting them. And obviously he did really well, kept Palace up. He started the season last year really well. They were 6th at some point before Christmas, and then they just tumbled. That's the problem with Alan Pardew. You can go on an 18-game run and only pick up 5 points. Newcastle had that 3 or 4 times. We know what this man is like. He's egotistical. He will not stand down on anything. If he believes it's the right decision, he will not go back on his word. Look at how he treats certain players. I'm not going to say Hatton Ben Arfa was the greatest player Newcastle ever had, but he certainly was forced out of the club when I think he still could have done a job, especially at times when we lacked creativity in the Premier League last year. And he's very stubborn and adamant in his own ways, and he's very arrogant also. Yes, he was this Cockney guy coming in. Newcastle didn't want anything to do with him. When we sacked Chris Hughton, which was a disgraceful decision, he comes in and everyone knows he's just a fanboy and a puppet for Mike Ashley. The man wouldn't come out and give us anything in terms of what was just a regurgitated bullshit story from upstairs. He wouldn't give anything on his own opinion. And then we'll go on to his record against Sunderland. Now, I'm sorry, but a Premier League manager having that record against Sunderland where he lost 4 in a row, there's another reason why Newcastle didn't like him. But I remember it was the back end of the 13-14 season. There was this Newcastle fan, held up, I think it was the away game in Swansea, or home game at Swansea. He held up a sign which was massive, but in terms of the camera, it was all like L's and D's. It was like, no, this isn't the name of a Welsh town. This is Alan Pardew's record in 2014, and it was disgraceful. That's when we lost 7 in a row, or 6 in a row, and we slid down that table, and the man wouldn't change anything. And obviously the headbutting incident, the man wouldn't change his ideas. He was egotistical, and look what happened. But he gets the job and goes to Palace, and fair play. He did a good job for half a season, and then he did all right last season for half a season. But ever since then, they've been in 2016. I think it was 36 league games, and then when he picked up a possible 26, that's relegation form. That's Alan Pardew in a nutshell. So, from a Newcastle United fan's opinion, I'm not surprised. Palace fans, you'll probably be thinking, well, we maybe should have listened to him a little bit more. But in hindsight, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Anyway, that's my 2 cents on Alan Pardew getting sacked. Frankly, don't really give a shit about him. But that's just me.